navigate your daily life. When you get up, if you don't have the rooster, right? In the city, people do not have roosters to tell them what time it is. It's not countryside. Then you don't know when to get up, when to eat, when to go to sleep. How do you go to factory? How do you work? Nothing works without time. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Yeonmi Park and I am a North Korean defector human rights activist. So here in this channel, I talk about what's really going on inside the darkness. The media doesn't talk about how North Koreans are surviving in the Hermit Kingdom. And I am committed to do that in this channel. So thank you for coming back and hearing about what's happening inside North Korea for the average people. I got this very heartbreaking news from my country, and that is, well, I don't think you can even guess what's going on inside the country. The pandemic and the lockdown have changed our lifestyle dramatically, even here in the West. However, you have no clue how it changed the North Korean people's lives. North Korean regime closed the border completely with China since last year. It's been over a year, nothing went inside the country. And while the regime is so busy developing missiles and submarine and war machineries, however, they do not even produce anything for the people to consume and the necessity products that people need to survive. And today, I'm going to talk about number one crisis that North Korean people are facing due to this pandemic and because of the regime. It is because North Koreans' lives are going back to Middle Ages. They don't know what time it is. Can you imagine that? Literally, people do not have batteries because the regime can make news. Do not even make the batteries for people to look at the clock. So because this battery supply ended last year from China, people's clock have stopped and people do not know what time it is. When I was in North Korea, I wrote this in my book. When I was living with my aunts in the countryside, it's very poor. People don't have clocks. There was a few households that had a clock, and I would send to my aunt to go knock the door and ask them what time it is, That's what I did as a child. That was one of my errands. And other ways that we knew what time it was through actually rooster in the morning. Winter time, roosters get up a bit later, around 7 a.m. And the summertime, they get up around 5 a.m. And when the rooster cries, that's when we know, oh, it's the morning, we need to get up. And then when we work in the collective farms and school, there's a school bell rings at noon. And that's why we know, oh, this is a lunchtime. And even between classes, so of course we don't know the time. So the entire school had one clock, and there's one person's job was to ring the bell every beginning of the class and end of the class. So this is when I was growing up in North Korea. But now, even that one clock for the school or entire town is not working. So nobody in the countryside now, most of people do not know what time it is. This is the 21st century we are talking about. Here in Freedom, in the West, every device tells us what time it is. I have a phone tells me what time it is. I have a computer, I have TV. We have even smartwatches that does more than telling you what time it is. North Koreans cannot even find that mere basic thing that you need to know what time it is in this modern age. And this how cruel and how these idiots are who's running the country. How hard is that making the battery for the clocks? It's if you're not even asking the regime to make the clocks, those clocks were made in China and were brought to North Korea in the past years, and people do have enough clocks, but they do not have batteries to see what time it is. Without time, you cannot do a lot of basic things, right? How do you even meet a person? How do you even navigate your daily life? When you get up, if you don't have a rooster, right? In the city, people do not have roosters to tell them what time it is. It's not countryside. then you don't know when to get up, when to eat, when to go to sleep. How do you go to factory? How do you work? Nothing works without time. And in a way, I think the regime wants it. Even though this is so easily fixable. Kim Jong-un can easily just let the import coming from China to get the batteries in. He completely ignores this crisis that is so easily fixable, and people can have a little bit easier time navigating their life. Even that is not allowed. It's shocking. I'm sitting here coming from that country, and so many days I'm thinking like, was that some kind of dream, or like, is this some kind of dream? Like, am I ever gonna wake up? And when I wake up, it's gonna be my room in North Korea, and every experience I had was some kind of dream. Like, a lot of North Koreans have this kind of fear. Especially when I escaped to South Korea, I pinched this myself like thousands of times during the day, because I thought I was dreaming. Like, I cannot be living in this amazing country where people have freedom, have food. I mean, they don't survive, they are actually living life. And I still sometimes have these dreams, like when I wake up, like in my dreams I'm in North Korea. Sometimes I'm confused, this is a dream or this is a reality? I think it's a really good reminder that how much we have here, also how hard it is to live under this authoritarian government that does not care about human lives at all. Another thing I want to talk about today is that a lot of this, like, people saying that North Korea is, moving forward. They have some full cell phones, and they have, even intranet, not the World Web Internet, but intranet. And they say, oh, North Korea has been advancing under Kim Jong-un. It's almost laughable. Guys, in North Korea right now, there are only 28 websites that run by government. And only, of course, these 28 websites are only accessed by top elites in Pyongyang. Not even people in Pyongyang, the capital. Even within capital, there is elite class, and those are the ones who have access to intranet. And even among these 28 websites, few examples like this. One of them is like a weaponry study research website for the top elites. Second is about books. But the books is obviously all about the revolutionary history of the Kims, the dictators, and how corrupt America is. And there are also another website about, the Kim Jong-un's day, what he does, how hard he works for the people of North Korea. And another website is like reporting on North Korea news, which is every news is happy, how everybody loves clapping, how everybody's grateful for socialism. So I think this is one of the misconceptions that people have. Somehow life gotten better for North Koreans with Kim Jong-un. Actually, North Koreans' time is going back. I remember watching this movie, Benjamin's The Clock, that man becomes a baby, right? And then grows, and then he goes back in the time as an adult, going back as a baby. And it is literally that. North Korea's time going backwards, even during the Japanese colonialization, like 100 years ago, things weren't this bad. People were not even this starving. And the fact that we have this kind of prosperity is not because that we are in the modern age. It's because the system that we have, the democracy, freedom that we have, brought us this prosperity. It's not just time as a passing by, humans evolve, our technology gets better, and our life gets better. It is precisely because of the system that we are in, that our lives are getting better. And because of the system, North Koreans are suffering. So I hope you guys join me today to appreciate this freedom, the country that we are in, and also fight with me for the people of North Korea, Cuba, Hong Kong, anywhere, anybody who are oppressed from authoritarian governments. If you like this video, please hit that like button and share with everybody else that you know, so they know really what is happening to North Korean people. Guys, please join me on Lockers and Patreon, the links below, so you can help me to, spread my mission even further. Love you guys, and see you all next time.